Hi and welcome to my channel, all light workers, star seeds, twin flames, soulmates, soul flames is what I like to call it if we have to give it a label. Welcome all to my channel. I welcome you with love. Please, before we get started, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe down below and to the right, and the bell notification. And if you have the time and if you're moved, please drop me a comment. I would appreciate it. Any feedback is good for me. But thank you for coming, spending this time here. We're going to do a reading, a love reading. Just going to see where the divine masculine and divine feminine, which are energies, we're going to see where they are at this time. We all came from source. We all have access to our masculine and feminine energy. So these are exchangeable. Titles are just mere titles. Our creator of our soul, sees us as souls. He doesn't care if it's a twin flame, a soulmate, all that mumbo jumbo stuff that people try to use to separate themselves, and that's coming from ego standpoint. A true light worker does not come from high up and look down. A true light worker comes from where the person is, to hold your hand, to pull you to where you are. There's no hierarchy of this, because we came down, incarnated in earth, on earth, to help one another ascend, not to look down and say, I'm more ascended than you, or you're doing this wrong. This is about love, and that's what this channel is about, and that's what I'm about. So I welcome you all, whether you feel you're a twin flame, a soulmate, it does not matter. I call them soul flames, but you know, the world and popular, the popular culture wants to call it twin flames, then that's what they call it. But welcome everyone, soldiers of love. That's what you are if you're here and you're wondering and you're in separation from your counterpart, or from a person that you really love. You're here at the right channel. Love is love, and love is universal. So welcome, and I love you all. So we're going to do where we are on this journey, all those that are in separation right now at this moment. And don't think, as I was in meditation this morning, I saw where those that are not in separation feel, or in contact with their counterpart, feel as though that they're in a better position than those of us that are in separation. However, those of us that are in separation, especially those of you guys who've been in separation a very long time, you're in a powerful position. And the reason why you're in a powerful position is because you have been chosen to go through the greatest pain, and with that greatest pain comes the greatest joy. That song, Joy and Pain, like sunshine and rain, well, that is true. And that is something that my divine masculine and I have talked about. Why should love be so painful? It's because when you reunite and you join together in love, that makes it that much more greater. And don't worry, if you're losing hope, you will regain it. Do not worry, because if you lose hope, or when you forget about things and you're back reunited with your counterpart, it's going to swoop out of nowhere. And that's going to make that such a joyous occasion for you, especially when you've detached and you've not paid it any attention. So that's my spiel. So now I just want to call in and acknowledge the creator of all the souls, of all the gods and goddesses, great spirit, source, creator, the divine of all divines. We want to call you in and ask that you be present during this reading and that you may bring comfort and solace to all the souls who are wandering, because all those who wander are not lost. So I ask Divine that you just let me be a comfort. Use my vessel and my voice and my spirit and my soul to be a comfort to others. Now I would like to acknowledge some of the ancient ones. Amen Ra, Ptah. I want to call in Aset, Asar, and Haru. I want to call in Ma'at and Tahuti. These are consorts and also what you call twin souls. I want to call in Basset, Anubis. I want to call in Sekhmet. I would like to call in Nut and Jeb. Shu. I want to call in the archangels. I ask that all ascended masters be present. I want to ask that my ancestors, whom I felt so strongly this morning, enter into me. We ask that you come forth and provide your spirit for us during this reading. And any other guides that want to serve our highest good at this time. Now, I kind of felt them. So the overall energy, just looking at it, I pulled these 3 cards, and this is from my Egyptian tarot deck. I pulled a card for the divine feminine, and we have the wheel. And this is representing the cycle, and that this wheel is turning. There are some things happening, and this is all major arcanas in this tarot deck because I needed the overall energy. And this is luck and chances and opportunities that the divine feminine is being presented with at this time. So divine feminine, please pay attention to signs and synchronicities. There's no such thing as chance. When you meet people, you're meeting them for a reason. Be open, have your heart chakra open, but also use your discerning spirit. Don't get caught in any traps or temptations, because on this wheel is light and dark. I don't like to say good and bad, or evil and good, but however you want to see that duality, on this wheel, it represents both. So we may still be being tested at this time. There may be handsome guys walking up to you. If you want and I don't care if you're a divine feminine, that's a male, it does not matter. But if you want your counterpart, it's okay to be friends with people, but don't get yourself entangled up in a karmic cycle that would delay your union, your physical union. And for the divine masculine, he has the Justice card. And this is representing karma. See how the scales are on this card? I don't know if you can see the scales. And that would be, it looks like my aunt to me. But she's holding the scales. So basically the divine masculine is reaping his rewards or his negative karma, whichever one, wherever he is. That's what's happening currently with the divine masculine. Um, it's also being balanced. Things are being balanced down in his life, which is a good thing. Justice is good. He could be receiving good justice. And most people see this as court or law. So he could be dealing with legal matters. Things just balancing out the scales for him in his life. So that's what's happening with the divine masculine. And divine masculine, just try to use your higher logic at this time. Just try to, learn to be accountable for all your actions and know that what you put out, you will receive back, which is one of the universal laws. And in between the divine counterparts, we have the death card. So this is transformation. This is Anubis. He's holding a canopic jar here. This is the third eye, or the eye of Haru. And that is one of the Holy Trinities here. This is his eye that was taken out by his uncle Set, or what people call Satan. That's a whole nother history lesson. But anyways, so we have the death card. And you see his scales on this card as well. So both divine counterparts, we're both going through a major transformation right now in our lives to prepare us for physical union. So don't fear change during this time. You may feel a bit out of sorts, but that's okay, because this is all divinely guided. You're just going through some changes. So, and as far as the overall energy where we are halfway. As long as we continue on this path and continue to let the divine lead us, stay in meditation so that we can get those downloads, we are halfway there. And I also, I've been writing my life, and I'm preparing it for a book, because I've gone through so many things in my life, and I'm at age 13, and I know we have to work on inner child issues. I mean, everyone, not just twin flames or twin souls or soul flames or soulmates. We all must work on childhood issues if we want to overcome them. There are so many things that happen to us as children that we suppress and that surface in our relationships and in our lives. And when I got to 13, which is a very significant number, that is the matriarchal number, a very holy number. Society, first of all, if you're on a spiritual journey, you know that everything that society has taught you, you must flip it. It's the opposite of what they have said it is. So 13, where they don't have 13 floors, and 13 and Friday the 13th, that is the holiest number. And there are actually 13 astrology signs. And they left that off because it's Lilith. But, you can do your own research. However, 13 was very significant for me. Very significant for me. I can't write enough about 13. There was so much packed in there that I had to go back and check the dates and everything and make sure that I was, that all this really happened. So, yeah, it would help if you write a journal and write down some things. Like if you were like me, you got picked on in school. Like I would have gangs of people pick on me about, some were rumors, some were half-truths, but I never understood it. It's because the divine showed it to me, that he wanted me to know that I'm in this world, but not of this world, that I would never be a part of all of society to just blend in. I would always be set apart, and that is fine for me. And it's so funny because I'm pulling clarifiers, and they're all the cards that I already pulled. Let me see, can I get you on this? I know you hear me shuffling, but these are the cards that popped out. This is Death card. So we pulled the Death card twice. We pulled the Wheel of Fortune twice. If you can see, I know this camera, just being able to zoom in. The Wheel of Fortune is twice. That is so funny. But instead of justice here, we have judgment. So with judgment, this is just test time. And I would speak for both because we mirror each other. So between the twins, we're also going through test time. This is a fulfilling of prophecy time. So just hold tight, hold on to your drawers. Don't get your panties or your drawers in a bundle. Just, you know, hold on to the divine. If you feel a little rocky or you're feeling like you have a little anxiety, just stay in. And look, death is number 13, as I'm talking about 13. See 13. I don't know if you can see it. I don't understand why I cannot zoom in if I'm doing this right. But death card is number 13. And then the Wheel of Fortune, of course, is 10, which is completion. And judgment is number 2, which is harmony and balance. And having faith in the divine and the universe, and that our ancestors are with us, and angels also. I mean, if you could see this card, it's a beautiful card. It has like a dragonfly right here. It's a spirit guide, has a hand. So the divine has his hand on us during this transformation and these changes. Okay, so we're on the right path. And then I know this is a crazy drawing, but here is this is the Kabbalah Tree of Life tarot diagram that I pulled off the web. It would help. You could go ahead and pull it off the web. But here's the wheel. Here's death. Here's justice. This is all the tens. And this is everything that we're trying to get to, is all of the tens. Okay, so let's move on. Let's pull some good tarot. I have the good tarot deck. Just shake it up just a little bit. Shake it up, shake it out. Hey, hey. Let's try to keep our vibes high. I know you miss your counterpart, because if you didn't, and if you were in union, you wouldn't be watching these videos. So just try to stay in a good vibration so that while these changes are occurring, we can receive the things that the divine needs to give us to move towards the next step. Yeah, I mean, we want the aces. I'm sorry. We want the aces, which are up here at the top. So we're halfway. We're halfway there. So don't worry. We'll pull some cards from the good tarot. Everyone's in a learning. You know, I haven't been doing tarot. I've been psychic most of my life. Like, I came here a very old soul. But I've only been doing tarot maybe almost a year. So, but these are my sons. This is so cool. My son have been doing tarot since he was in school. And his name is Z, and these are his cards here. Isn't that cool? I didn't even know he was in the tarot. I didn't know what my money was buying years ago. But anyway, So, oh, at the bottom of the deck, just because it popped out at me, is the Three of Swords. So we are still experiencing a little bit heartbreak, but that's okay because we're human. We're spiritual beings coming here to have a human experience. And look what popped out at me. The Queen of Air, and this is the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands, ooh, I'm sorry, let's put that here. The Queen of Wands just represents, we're going through initiation. We're going through the fire. We're very magnetic at this time. So I'll put that here for the Divine Feminine, the Queen of Air. And you see this owl that sits on her shoulder? This is a Queen of Wisdom. She has an owl on her left shoulder. That could represent her masculine, letting us know that they're always with us to help be that wisdom. Because what they're going through, we're also going through. And ooh, I can't help it, but the star is at the bottom of this was peeking out at me. And this is a beautiful star card. It really is. So there's hope. There's hope. The counterparts have hope right now. Let me pull one more card. And here's the King of Pentacles. And then I'm going to put this deck down so I can stop looking at it. But those were, you know, very good cards that was popping out at me. But the Divine Masculine is being represented in his authoritative mode. He's handling, that lets me know that he's handling his judgment with grace. The Divine Feminine still feels a little bit of Three of Swords energy, but that's okay because she's also popping up as the Queen of Air. And in between us, we're all stars. We're all going through healing. We have hope, optimism. We're going through this with dignity. And don't allow anybody to tell you how long your separation or physical separation will last, because that is lower energy. Lower energy seeks to smash out or, you know, smother. You know, it goes towards the highest energy. But it comes to you to rebuke it or to balance it out. So when you get those thoughts, or if you flick on another reading and you get a reading that says, oh, you're going to be in separation for another 5 years, or it's looking like another, let me tell you, the divine has a plan. And whatever that plan is, no man, no woman, no woman can override that program. So when people tell you, oh, if you don't pay me, you'll never be in union with yourself. I mean, that sounds redunculous. If you believe in the divine would never tell you that you can pay your way into the fifth dimension, basically. You're going anyways. Whether you go kicking or screaming, happy, sad, you're going anyways. So just be mindful of the lower self. We call ego. That's called ego, which is the lower self. The higher self is love, compassion. I mean, it's okay to hear a negative thought because you want to hear all sides, because you want to be able to transmute it. That's the word I was looking for, is transmuting negative energy. You don't even have to be a light worker to transmute negativity. I've heard someone hear a negative thought, and it was so funny because she was like, I rebuke that. I will not accept that. I won't even think that. And do you know, it really worked. It really works. Transmutation, yes. Because duality does exist still at this time. So let's get another card out of the Good Tarot. See what we got. Oh, okay, so we have the Three of Wands. So between the twins, we got a lot of air energy. I don't call out signs, Aries and all of that, because I know for myself when I'm watching readings, very rarely does it ever resonate with the sign. They could be accurate with the message, but the signs are like, what? No. Anyways, in this card, you see there are two birds, but she feels alone. But there are two birds here. This is what's behind her or behind us. While we're feeling alone, even though you see there's a crown over her wing, it's very hard to see that. There's a crown over her wing right here. I'm so sorry that the focus is not that great. But so we're earning our crowns right now. That's why I need for you guys, and I'm speaking for myself, to remain very positive and just open and allow the universe to bring these blessings and the divineness in these blessings in. Because union is already here behind us that we don't even see. So the Three of Wands, we're just doing us. We're building our lives. We're discovering parts of ourselves. And I just want to say it was 13 that I really realized, because we go back to the transformation, which is the death, the 13, that I realized that I had the gifts of communicating with the deceased. My grandfather, well, he was really my great uncle. He's my ancestor now because he's transformed over, or transitioned over. He called out to me and told me I needed to get home. I was at a party, a festive occasion, and I just kept crying and wanted to get to him. I knew he was coming home from the nursing home or the hospital, and I just wanted to see him, but it was like a tearful, and I felt his soul reaching towards mine and telling me to get home, and everybody was having a good time, but I was crying. And they took me home. 13-year-old crying, that's kind of odd because I was so into boys, like, who would cry? Give me a mirror, let me comb my hair. But anyways, I got home and I ran in the door and I ran up to him and I kissed him, and he didn't move, and he was gone. So I went and told my grandmother, that's my Aunt Tiny, and my mother, and they talked about it and cried, and I ran outside and I was crying and yelling and crying. And we lived on like an acre of land, and we lived kind of on a rocky road behind a lot of trees and woods. So I ran all the way down to the bottom of a hill in the wooded area so I could cry by myself. And I heard him crying. And it was so loud that I just shut up to listen. And I was like, wow, because I kept asking him, why you didn't wait? Why didn't you wait on me? And he cried out to me because he wouldn't leave until I got there. He did not leave. He let me know that he was still there. And I have some other stories, even more vivid than that. Once I discovered it, I was open, like an open portal to that. So I've had many, many, many individuals that's crossed over to come back. I can even talk to them, but that's a whole nother story. Anyways, most of us have those gifts. We just have to be open to them. A couple of cards fell out. So we have Two of Pentacles that fell out. And most people say that this is juggling. But this also represents, you see this beautiful sun up at the top? That's the divine. It's saying that we must have one foot in the physical and one foot in the spiritual realm. So that's why, I don't even share a lot of my gifts with people, because they'll want you to check yourself into a mental hospital. But my spiritual tribe, my soul love tribe understands, because a lot of you guys have that gift. So it's comforting to be here, to have someone to even talk to about that. And I thank you guys, and I love you guys. But yeah, in this card, she has one hand in the physical and one in the upper dimensions. See? And the divine is overseeing it. So this Two of Pentacles is, we have time. There's no rush in this. Do not rush this process. This means that we have time and remain calm, because everything is still up in the air. So our progress is going to depend how quickly we move up to the top of this chart, to these aces, and I forgot to write that in. How quickly we move up here to these aces is going to depend on us and the challenges that we're dealt. And each individual has their own journey. So I'll put that over there with the divine masculine, because the sun is represented up here, which is masculine energy. And then this card popped out too, the Eight of Water. And this is the Eight of Cups. Now, you see how they say that, in some of the tarot decks, that they say that the person is walking away. But this individual is not walking away. He's already walked away from what did not serve him. His back is turned towards the world, facing those rays from the sun. I wish I could get very close so you could see those rays. Okay, and that ship is coming in. That ship is heading towards the shore. It's not going away from the shore. And there's his booty. That's what they call the, the jewels or the treasures. His treasure chest is right here with him. So although, he's cloaked and it's all black, just like the Death card, we are still knowing that there are greater times on the horizon. So, yeah, that card just wanted to come out. And 8 in numerology is actually balancing things out. It's actually balancing things out. We're making the concrete decision that what was behind us was not for us, and that we're going to better places. So you must know that. You must know that. I want to pull a romance angel card. Messages. You'll give me 1 second. Thank you. I know your time is very valuable. Time is energy, even though really time doesn't exist. But, I know if you're at work or if you have to work or have things to do. So let's see. Any messages from the divine feminine's, masculine's higher self to the divine feminine, divine masculine higher self? Please give a message to the divine feminine. Let's see. Divine masculine. I'll just pull one then pop out. Passion. That goes along with these wands, this air energy, passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Oh, and I just wanted you guys to know a song popped out for the Divine Feminines. I'm sorry, Divine Masculines, but you can also listen to this song. You know, if you're missing your Divine Feminine, just imagine her singing this song. But it's a song by Tamala Mann called "Take Me to the King." And Divine Feminines, if you could please Google that song and just put it in your heart on your way to work. And I know, you know, it's kind of like a gospel song, but it's not. It's talking about leaving religion, putting it to the side and leaving it behind. Her her heart is tattered and torn, but that's all she has to offer. She wants to lay down at the foot of the divine with that torn and tattered heart. Take me to the King. She was ready for love. That's a beautiful song. It's going to be on rotation for me. And between the twins, the divine wants us to know to recapture romance by allowing our inner youth, spirit of fun to shine. So in between us, you know, lighting the path for the world and healing ourselves, let's find time to be playful. And what does the divine feminine higher self want the divine masculine to know? What does the divine feminine's higher self want the divine masculine to know? If one doesn't pop out, then I'll just pull. One popped out. Our higher selves wants the divine masculine to trust. This situation is calling for him to have faith. No matter what lessons that he has taught us that we perceive as bad, we still want him to have faith and trust that this all will come together. Yes. Just keep believing in what was promised. And your soul knows what was promised. And don't let anyone talk you out of it, of what was promised to you. I don't even listen to readers that say that divine counterparts are not coming together in this lifetime. I don't listen to that. I could watch television for a sad story like that, which is television. I don't listen to readers that tell me that I must pay them for the divine to send me my counterpart, because I know that what is for me will be presented to me as long as I am open and I am working on myself. And the divine counterpart that is missing from your life wants you to know that our separation is for our highest good at this time. And you must believe that your counterpart, their higher self, does not want to be separated from you. Even if they kept you around to continue to be in their lower selves, they would, okay? But this is all divinely guided and divinely inspired. Trust and believe that. I need for you guys to believe that. I need to believe that, okay? So let's pull another card. And these are cards that I just wrote messages that were given to me in meditation, things that I know my divine masculine wanted me to know. And this song, "You Are Not Alone, I Am Here With You" by Michael Jackson. And don't hate on Archangel Michael. That song, listen to that song too. So it's Tamala Mann, "Take Me to the King," and "You Are Not Alone, I'm Here With You" by Michael Jackson. They're with you. Your counterpart is never separate from you. Your pain is their pain. Your happiness and joy and playfulness is their playfulness. That's what the divine wants us to know, to bring in that healing from the star card. Transformation. We have 3 of Wands. Do you. Be playful. Allow your inner youth to shine. Divine Masculine wants you to know, Divine Feminine, to have joy in your heart and allow your heart to sing. Listen to some songs that make you very happy. Divine Masculine, have some trust in the fact that everything is happening in divine timing. Just have that authority to accept the decisions and the things that you have done with that justice. Let's pull one more card. Think about your first date with your counterpart, that happy feeling, and just hold that feeling inside of you, and just know that everything is going to work out in divine timing. And with that said, I do not want to hold you guys much more longer. I just want to say I wish you all the love, all the blessings, all the joy. May all your dreams, may magic surround you on your journey. And please hit the like, subscribe, comment below. I do spiritual counseling. So just hit me up in an email, or if you just want to talk about a personal problem, hit me up with it in an email. I'll answer your questions. Thank you so much for being with me. Mwah.